every person has a mind, okay, and then there is something called a universal mind, or you can say a higher consciousness. So like when a person has a thought, is thinking on a thought in a relaxed manner, okay, this is when the person gets some kind of thought in the form of energy vibrations from the universal mind.
It is said that we get an average of 70,000 thoughts per day. And if you do not utilize those thoughts into action, they are all wasted treasure that goes into the graveyard. So today we have somebody who's going to dissect and analyze what to do with these thoughts, how to utilize these thoughts, and why they are formed. Welcome to Sip and Talk with Vikram, ladies and gentlemen, in another edition of interviews. And today we have with us Mr. Deepak Devraj. He is a software professional from Kochi, and he is also a great author in the field of mind work. Welcome to Sip and Talk with Vikram, Deepak Devraj. Cheers.
Thanks a lot, Vikram. Happy to be part of your show. Yeah.
Most
Sorry.
welcome.
Yeah.
So tell us about yourself, Deepak, briefly, so that our audience gets to know you better.
Yeah. I'm a software professional with 15 plus years of experience, and I'm from Kochi in Kerala. And my family members comprise of myself, my wife, my 5-year-old daughter, and my parents, and my sister also. So so this is about me generally, and I'm also an author, and I have published 2 books. So this is my second book, and both these books have become bestseller. So it's been close to 1 year since I started with my writing journey, and it's been very wonderful. It's a self-fulfilling experience. And also, I like to explore more on holistic techniques. I'm a practitioner of techniques like yoga, pranayama, meditation, Reiki, law of attraction, etc. And I practice these techniques on a regular basis. So this is about me generally.
So we are going to talk to you about all of these holistic techniques, but let's take a peek at your book first. So this was your book, Deepak, and now we are going to delve into the depths of this. So tell us that what are the thoughts and how they are formed.
Yes, thoughts are actually a kind of energy vibration, you can say, and also you can say thoughts are of high frequency. So when you look at thoughts or sound or light, so these are of very high frequency, and that is why we hear people say that thoughts travel faster. Okay, so now talking about thoughts and how are they formed? So we can say that it is of 2 types. Okay, those thoughts which we have already experienced in our life. So these are the kind of thoughts that is stored in our subconscious mind. Okay, so all these kind of thoughts and events that we had faced right from our childhood, it is all there in our subconscious mind. So the more we practice those thoughts, or the more we think on them, on those particular thoughts, uh, that is when it creates a stronger impression in our subconscious mind. Okay, for example, when it comes to driving, or when it comes to our behavior, our culture, these are something which we have been taught from childhood, and we had been practicing them for many years, and so this remained as a stronger impression in our subconscious mind. And also, when you talk about driving, even after we take up driving after 20 years or so, we would still be able to drive very comfortably, because we had practiced many times over there. So that so it's all about thoughts are stored in the subconscious mind. Now the other form of thoughts, that is new thoughts or new ideas. So we hear about that also. So how did that, so a person who hasn't experienced new thought, how will they get it from their subconscious mind? So about this, we can say that like say we see inventors, the great inventors of the world, they have discovered inventions without thinking about a particular thought. So from where do they get those thoughts and ideas? So like we can say that every person has a mind, okay, and the mind is where and then there is something called a universal mind, or you can say a higher consciousness. So like when a person is in a state of relaxation, okay, when a person is relaxed and when a person has a thought, is thinking on a thought in a relaxed manner, okay, this is when the person gets some kind of thought in the form of energy vibrations from the universal mind. There is something called universal mind, which is also same as the higher consciousness, you can say. So like in a relaxed manner, usually we get ideas and thoughts. Okay, it you might have observed, as an author, when we are in a relaxed mode, we get a lot of ideas and thoughts, which help us to write more. Okay, the same thing applies to the great inventors of the world. They have a particular mission or a goal to achieve or invent something, and they are working on that in their mind. So what they do is that they feed that thought in their mind, and then they relax themselves. Sometimes that the idea or the thought comes just when they wake up in the morning, or it can be when they just relax or have a shower or something, or when they go for a tea break or something. So these are things which comes, when a person thinks on a thought of a similar frequency, a similar energy vibrations of that frequency gets attracted to that to the mind of that person during that time, and that is how thoughts are formed actually. Yeah.
So that's the particular eureka moment, like when you are relaxed
Yes.
in your bathtub, some thought comes to you and you
Yes. Yes.
just,
Yeah. I just,
Archimedes
yeah.
jumped out of the tub, and yeah, that's, I can
Yes.
totally understand that. So now these thoughts are powerful, yes. Then how do they shape our destiny?
Yes. Yes, as you mentioned, thoughts are very powerful to shape our destiny, because the reason being, every action or everything starts with a thought. Everything begins with a thought. The person that we are now, okay, the if we are a successful person now, it is because of a particular thought that that we had some years back, which triggered us to be in this current position. Okay, so we can give an example, like say, like presently, say I am an author. So what triggered me to becoming an author? It all started with a thought. I had a thought in my mind some 1 year back that I would like to write, and I would like to share my ideas and knowledge to the outside world. And the best way to share my knowledge and ideas to the outside world is in the form of a book. So then my next question, so that came as a thought. Then subsequently I kept on thinking on that thought, and I got connected to some similar kind of thoughts and ideas, like I need to approach a mentor. I need to find a mentor who can help me or guide me on what are the ways to publish my book. So like that, so that is one way. And then I came across a mentor, and then I found similar kind of people who's on the same path of becoming an author. So I interacted with them. So these so everything starts with a thought, and then it goes into becoming an action. Okay. And and then when we keep on repeating an action, that is when it becomes a habit, or you can say a practice. And these habits and practices goes on to become our behavior and character, and finally it gets manifested into our reality of whatever we are trying to perceive. So this is how it happens actually, and this is how thoughts are powerful and helps to manifest anything in our life.
So now with thoughts, you come to visualization. You can
Okay.
visualize ahead, and how you can use these thoughts and visualization, as they say that you can use it for better health or success or prosperity. So how do you actually use this visualization?
Yes, visualization can be used in any areas of our life. For the case of becoming successful, or for achieving good health, for becoming prosperous in our life, or for becoming abundant in our life. So, like, let's take an example of, say, let's start with health. So, in the case of health, okay, a person needs to always visualize himself being very healthy. Okay, always. And he should not look at the negative side of it. He should visualize himself being healthy. And also, if the person is having some kind of a health condition, he can visualize himself being healthy, and then visualizing his doctors confirming to him that he is very much healthy, and also his medical reports becoming healthy. He like visualizing in his mind that he can see the medical report. He's holding the medical report where everything is showing that his condition is normal. So and he himself becoming very happy and excited about that fact, and conveying the news to his family members, and also going ahead with meeting his friends and being cheerful about it. So these are some of the things that a person can visualize and then believe in that. Okay, he needs to believe in that with full faith and full belief. And there should not be any kind of negative like a mindset during that time, or negative doubts or something, that whether this is possible, or whether this will be he will be able to achieve it. So these things should not come in the mind during that time, so while visualizing. So if he continues to do this regularly, there are different ways to visualize. There is something called vision board, which is a form of a picture which can be kept in a desktop, or in a wall, wherever we see frequently. Okay, so that is one way to do. There is something called a mind movie. Okay, we can create our own mind movie in our mind itself, and in which in that movie we would be the hero of that movie. We would be visualizing ourselves with good health, prosperity, etc. So these are some ways to achieve our good health when it comes to visualization. Similarly, when it comes to prosperity, we have to visualize the things that is we are having a good job. We are doing well in our company. Our managers are appreciating us. Our clients are appreciating us, and our teammates are appreciating us. And we are doing well and delivering our jobs our day-to-day projects or activities very well, and getting a promotion. These are some things that we can do, and believing in it, that we are so these are some ways by which we can use visualization on a daily basis to achieve success, happiness, abundance, everything in our life. Yeah.
So viewers, if you have got a study desk near your wall, make sure you have a soft board in front of you so that you can have graphics of your visualization pasted on it and make it your vision board as Deepak has suggested. And this is a workable hack. And those who are watching me for the first time, please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified. So Deepak, it was such a beautiful explanation about how thoughts can become visualization. And now there is also mindfulness. So how this mindfulness is different from visualization, and how mindfulness can help us in our life.
Yes, mindfulness is also a very important technique that is needed in our day-to-day lives. The reason being, there are thousands of thoughts coming to our mind on a daily basis. Okay, and there are some of these thoughts are positive, some are negative. So mindfulness help us to actually watch our thoughts, the incoming thoughts, and filter the negative thoughts and eliminate them. Eliminate them means yeah, we can eliminate them, or we can replace those negative thoughts with something positive. So this is what mindfulness is basically about. So it is in simple terms, we are watching each and every thought that is coming to our mind, and then saying to ourselves, hey, what am I thinking? Is this something which is required? Okay, is will this help me? Will this kind of a thought help me? So this kind of self-talk will help us actually to avoid any kind of negative thought. Okay, and there is another way to do this is by watching our breath. Okay, watching our the way we take our breath. So so why I'm saying breath is the mind and our breathing is closely connected. Okay, when we are stressed or when we are in a fearful state, that is when our breath is irregular and it becomes faster.
Yeah.
Okay, but on the other hand, when we are relaxed, we are our breathing is very deep and in a relaxed mode. So mindfully, we have to ensure that whenever our breathing is becoming irregular, try to take some deep breaths. That is one thing. watching our thoughts, as I mentioned. And another thing is that my watching our body as a whole. Like when we are lying down in a bed before we go to sleep, you can just scan our body by watching from our toes, starting from our toes, then our legs, then from our stomach, then our hands, our shoulders, like that. So watching each and every part of our body and just affirming to yourself that I'm wholly relaxed. I'm relaxing my body. So these things help us to relax. And yeah, so all these things. So these are some of the reasons. Why mindfulness is helpful for us. Yeah. So
Yeah, I have seen people when they go to sleep, they kind of, lightly rub all over their body, and likewise, when they wake up, they do the same again. So, yeah, that's also a good hack. Now, with this, we come to manifestation. You see, they say that you can achieve your goals and desires through manifestation. So, can you explain us what is manifestation and how we can do it?
yes. So manifestation is all about achieving our goals and desires. Okay. So so in short, when we have a goal or desire, we need to like our goal should firstly our goal needs to be kind of a smart goal. Smart means like it should be it should be a specific. First thing, it should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be achievable, it should be realistic, and it should be time bound. So this is one important thing that we have to ensure. That is the first step. Because if we have a say some suppose we are trying to achieve a goal, it is not enough if we say I would like to become rich. So that is not specific, and that is not time bound. So if we say something like I would like to earn 2 lakhs per month within 6 months. So this is something specific. This is something what do you call? It is more specific and it is time bound, and it is realistic also, provided you are also in that field of earning and you are not a student or something. So yeah, so this is the first step. So after having the goal, okay, after having your smart goal, then the next step is taking actions on that. That is the next step, and you have to do that. Okay, so you have to look for different ways by which you can achieve your goal. Okay, list down the different ways you can. So what are the different ways? You have to meet the right kind of people who will help you to achieve your goal. Uh, People who has experienced such kind of such kind of a situation before in their life or experienced success in their life. So these are the kind of people. So we need to approach such kind of people. Um, and we need to start working on it. Okay, we need to work on that. Hard working is very important, because if you are having a burning desire of achieving that, then surely you would put your full efforts on that. And then what you have to do is practicing affirmations and visualization helps you a lot, because it clears your it makes your mind clear on what it needs to achieve. That is and you need to believe that you have already reached to that state. Okay, like what affirmation visualization does is you're affirming to yourself that I'm glad and grateful that I am earning say 2 lakhs per month. Like that, you're believing in that. You're believing that you're already in that state. So when you're already in that state, what is that the energy vibrations that you will be vibrating with? What is that frequency that you're in? So that is the kind of state that you have to be in, that kind of moment. So this will when you live in that moment, that is when you actually reach to that particular position, because everything is about energy. Okay, we are actually energetic beings, and the kind of goals that we are trying to achieve are actually energy. It's a form of energy. Like say success is a form of energy. Money or prosperity is actually a form of energy, and it's a higher form of energy. Okay, all these things are success, prosperity, abundance. These are higher forms of energy, and what we need to do is that we need to raise our vibrations to reach to that higher form of energy, and so that we manifest our goals and desire. And yeah, to reach that, yeah, all these steps we need to follow. We need to connect with the right of people. We need to set our intentions right, and the man and all those affirmation, visualization. What There are a lot of things like gratitude. Being grateful to God for all the great things that He has given to us. Because the more we become grateful, that the more we get. So all these things would help us to manifest our goals and desires. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, see, a child who becomes happy when you give them something uh, has the tendency of getting more such gifts rather than somebody who will cringe and crib if you don't want to
Yeah,
meet them again. So, yeah,
yeah,
gratitude, practicing gratitude is not just saying thank you, but actually feeling thankful about whatever you have
yes.
in life. Brilliantly put. And also, Deepak, I totally agree with you when you say that, uh, it's all about the kind of people you keep in company with. And because they sort of influence your life and give you a direction and a path. Uh, yeah, so what kind of company you keep is very important. Now, when you
Yes.
talked about manifestation, Deepak, there is a lot of you know weightage given for law of attraction. Okay, many authors have written exclusively about law of attraction. Is it a kind of self hypnosis, or how does it work?
Look, there are different ways to achieve law of attraction. Okay, the law of attraction is a broader concept, and some of the different ways by which we can achieve law of attraction, or we can achieve to the desired result, which is also called law of attraction, is by using affirmation, visualization. We have something called, as I mentioned, the vision board. Then there is something called journaling. Okay, journaling means we are writing the affirmation for a specific number of times, like say it can be 20, 30, 40 times, like that. So when you write it, actually the benefit is that all our mind is focused towards that particular goal. Okay, we are focusing more when we write rather than affirming, because some people, when they affirm, they might be thinking something else and then affirming. We need to have that feeling, that emotion should come out. Just repeating the affirmation without any emotions or feelings is not enough. We have to emotionalize it. Okay, that feeling should come, that energy vibration should come, and that's why journaling is also good. So these are some of the ways by which we can do it. And self hypnosis is another way by which law of attraction works in a very powerful way. Because in self hypnosis, what we are doing is we are actually relaxing our body. We are being in a kind of a meditative state. You know, like saying more about this, in our brain waves, there are different form of range of frequency waves, you can say. Like we have the alpha waves, and then there is something called theta and delta. And after the alpha waves, yeah, we have that beta and gamma waves. So gamma and beta is actually when we do heavy thinking, like when we are trying to solve some complicated mathematical calculations. That is when we use more of that gamma and beta and gamma kind of waves. So alpha is actually a meditative state. Okay, during that state, it is easy for us to tap into our subconscious mind. And the after that alpha comes that theta and delta. Theta is actually a sleep state, and delta is actually deep sleep state. Okay, so alpha state is the best state for that meditative state, and also it is a kind of state where we can use self hypnosis. So self hypnosis is that we are relaxing our body first, and then we are giving some auto suggestion, some kind of an affirmation, you can say, to our mind, that some kind of positive affirmation that we would like to achieve, or something we say during that time. That is how we self hypnotize ourselves, and try to achieve the thing. So this happens during, it is the best time to do this is just before we go to sleep, and immediately after we wake up in the morning, because these are the states where we are in that kind of alpha state, or in that you can say theta state also, alpha and theta. So these are the powerful states where we have more access to our subconscious mind. So we have to try to make use of these states in a much better way, which will help us to manifest our goals and desires. So that's why self hypnosis is also very powerful. Yeah.
So, when you talk about journaling, I have seen people taking a notebook and writing the 10 things that they positively want in their life. Now, is
Yes.
that the right way? Or if you are affirming 10 different things, you should have 10 different journals. And for each of that thought, you should write it several number of times on a page.
Yes. Yes. So usually it is good to actually focus focus on one thing while practicing journaling. We can do multiple things also, but when when we are set out to achieve something, it should be that one specific goal that we are having, and we have to write. Journaling is all about writing our affirmations, uh, being in that the desired state. We are affirming by including some gratitude also. I am glad and grateful that I have reached to so and so situation, like that, something I or something like that. I have reached to that particular state. So we have to repeat that, writing that many times. This the more we repeat it, more we write it, actually our mind and also every cell of our body is working towards achieving that particular thing. So it becomes more powerful actually when we do that. Affirming ourselves verbally is also good, is also powerful, but journaling is a little more powerful actually, because we are focusing more during that time. So when our focus is more energy and attention, it becomes even more powerful to that particular goal that we are trying to achieve. Yeah. So that,
So rather than leaving it just within your thoughts, it is better that you write it and write it along with some positive affirmation and emotions. That's a good thought.
yes,
So
yes,
now
yeah.
you also mentioned meditation and meditative state and alpha state. So you see, how should one meditate and how to make use of meditation?
Yeah, meditation is a very useful thing which everybody needs to take up. At least 10 minutes a day of meditation will do wonders to your life. And so the different ways of meditation, if you say, so nowadays we have a lot of guided meditation, okay, which is available, which a person who's new to meditation also can take up easily. So then they just need to hear some audio of the master, giving instructions on what to do. So there would be many ways to do that, like relaxing, I mean, lying down on the bed and relaxing, and then listening to that kind of meditative the session of the master. So that is guided meditation is one simple way that can be done. Now, apart from that, meditating by focusing on the breath is another way of meditation. Then chanting meditation is also very powerful actually, where we chant a particular mantra or in the name of God, and that is very powerful actually, which helps us to achieve a lot of things in life actually, if you do it regularly. Then another way of meditation is a little more powerful, is like the third eye meditation is there. Okay, third eye meditation is something is that we are focusing on our third eye chakra. Okay, which is right between our two eyebrows. So and we are focusing on that, and we are we can also do chanting along with that. So when you focus on that with our eyes closed, and it is actually energizing our third eye chakra. And third eye chakra is said to be it makes us more intuitive. It increases our awareness and our psychic abilities and a lot of things. So that is another form of another powerful way of meditation. So these are all different ways. So the basic idea is just to relax yourself and try to avoid thoughts as much as possible. This is the main thing actually. So as we spoke that there are thousands of thoughts coming in a day. So
Yeah.
when we do more of mindfulness and meditation, it helps to reduce the flow of unwanted thoughts. So then the number of unwanted thoughts will reduce. Okay, and this is why meditation is very powerful. Yeah.
And Deepak, you have in your works also mentioned about the mirroring technique. So, what is this mirror technique? Can you just explain us about it?
Yes, mirror technique is also very important for improving our self confidence and also our self love. Okay, in front of the mirror, we just need to speak. Speaking to ourselves is a very powerful thing actually, because nowadays a lot of people don't even speak to themselves. They don't even think about that, or even they say that they don't have time for that also. So practicing in front of the mirror, saying that I appreciate you, you're such a wonderful person. So all these kind of affirmative statements. I'm really proud of you. You have done a lot of great things, or I'm proud of you for having achieved achieved so and so result. So all these things will give more confidence to ourselves. Okay, and it will also improve our self love. Okay, self love is a very important thing. Only if we love ourselves, then we start getting a lot of things in life actually. Self love and self belief. We need to believe ourselves also. So these are very important things. So mirror technique helps in all those things. And also another thing is that before we are going for or preparing for a speech or something to be given to the in front of the public or something, practicing in front of the mirror really helps actually, because when we speak something in front of the mirror, we are actually we need to closely notice the way we speak. Okay, and if there are any particular area where we are getting stuck, or where we are not comfortable on, so we just need to note that area and keep on repeating those areas again and again in front of the mirror. So this actually improves our confidence when we actually deliver the speech in front of the public. So this technique is very helpful actually to improve our confidence on whatever we are doing, on our speaking abilities. Also, it helps to improve our communication skills. So those who would like to improve their communication skills can use a mirror technique if they are not finding the right kind of people to talk with. So this is one best way. Yeah.
And Deepak, I've been following you on Clubhouse nowadays. You have been giving very meaningful advice, and you've been talking about these concepts on Clubhouse. And that's a voice app, with like-minded people sitting together and talking to each other. Now, without those visual distractions, although body language itself is considered as a great, powerful tool to communicate, but without those visuals, without the body language, just the voice and the ears, how do you feel that this is going to give a different kind of impact to the people who are using it?
Yes. So even the previous question I could have mentioned about Clubhouse. So you mentioned this over here. So yes, Clubhouse is nowadays I'm finding it very useful. But yeah, if you have time, if you are free or something, Clubhouse is a very good place where you can actually get a chance to speak with like-minded people. So because there are a lot of very useful channels over there in Clubhouse, and a lot of useful groups. And if you would like, I've seen a lot of things, like, say, if you would like to speak on a particular holistic healing, or so something about communication, to develop communication skills, you can just enter that room and start speaking. You will be given some 2 or 3 minutes to speak about yourself. So, and you're interacting with a lot of people over there also, so you get a lot of connections over there. And as you mentioned, yeah, you would not be able to visually see other people, but that is also okay, I feel, because here we are focused mainly on listening to a person. Listening skills is also very important actually. You are listening and speaking. Okay, we are improving our listening and speaking, which is also very important. The other thing is that, like, say, maybe the other social media apps and all, it is more about seeing, visualizing certain images and of other people are also, all of that is also good. That is a different way. But if you would like to learn something, or if you would like to, there are a lot of talks of great university, I mean, it's like, what do you call it, useful talks are happening nowadays in the Clubhouse during different times. So if you would like to learn on those topics and all, then Clubhouse is very useful. That's what I felt.
And Deepak, you also read a lot, because every writer is also a reader in some way. So who are your favorite authors? What is the genre? What are the books that you love to read?
Yeah, my in the last 1 year, I got a chance to read a lot of books, because after coming into this author field, I got a chance to interact with a lot of people, being in their author community. And there were many wonderful books that I've got a chance to read. I really like reading your books also.
Oh,
It is
thank you.
really I really like, because of the quality of your writing, and the depth of research and all that is wonderful. Um, and if you say about because being in this software profession also, getting to read is very less, but maybe like very some years back, maybe around 20 years back, I read a book about the power of thoughts. Sorry, what is it? The power of subconscious mind. So by Joseph Murphy. Yeah. So that was the first book which of non-fiction category of self-help category, which gave me some ideas that the possibility is limitless in the outside world. So it is all in our mind. The way we train our mind to achieve things, there are the possibilities are limitless. So that book actually gave me a starting point, to think about something about this, about the power of our mind, subconscious mind, all those things. And now, right now, I'm focusing more on such kind of topics and writing on these topics. So yeah, so that was my one very good book that I've read long time back. Yeah.
So viewers, the links to both our books are given in the description box below, and you can just explore them and get hold of those books if you like. And those who are watching for the first time, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to stay notified. And also, I would like to hear comments from you. Please post in your comments. If you have any questions, please ask. Deepak will be glad to answer you. Coming back to you, Deepak, uh, if you are not reading or writing, what is it that you love to do in your favorite pastime?
Um, if I'm not reading or writing, yeah, I like to. Okay, my favorite pastime is I like to play outdoor games.
Oh yeah,
Although
that's good.
nowadays
Yeah.
the chances are less to play, but yeah, I really prefer playing outside because it gives a lot of it makes us feel happy, motivated, and also it is good for our health. Actually, playing regularly playing is good for health. So that is one thing. Then like being at home with family members, that is another thing. Um, yeah, so mainly these are things, and getting time is also very less because of nowadays, because of my profession and all. I work around 10 hours a day in a in the software so
What
software
about
industry.
the
So
work-life balance? How do you balance it?
yes, that because now, maybe because since we are working from home, that that work life balance is going well. Uh, yeah, so that is one thing. So we need to find time for everything. So that is how it is, and the way we manage our time. Uh, that's the most important thing. Yeah.
So Deepak, what's your next book? You must be writing again in case you have started already.
Yes. Yeah, I'll be continuing writing on these kind of topics, something related to these topics. I'm writing on my third book, but it will be out. Maybe I'll be taking another one more month or something to release it. So yeah, it will be mostly about this, about inner self, the holistic wellness kind of things. So these are my favorite topics, and I also like to explore more on this. And I would like to share ideas and thoughts related to these to the outside world, so that other people also gets benefited out of it. Yeah.
That's great, Deepak, and I wish you very best for your next book again. And it was such a pleasure talking to you and interacting with you about these holistic aspects of life, and you have put it across so well. I hope the viewers are going to be benefited with this conversation. And thank you, Deepak, for sparing time and coming on this show. It was such a pleasure to host you tonight.
Thanks a lot, Vikram. I wish all the best for your journey also, your author journey also, because you have published very wonderful books, and I hope you continue to do that. And I wish all the best to your YouTube channel, which is also inspiring a lot of people to do great things in their life. Thanks a lot, Vikram.
Thank you, Deepak.
Yeah,
Namaste.
thanks a lot.